puts a new light on things. It was at 2:44 unofficially of the 8th round. And there is Freddie Brown and Ray Arcel. And I want... Sugar Ray Leonard has just come over to shake hands with me. Sure, I know this boy. And sure, he means something to the people of this country. They called him a creature of television. And he fought his fight tonight. Dundee in tears of joy. Duran being hugged. I tell you, that was the most inexplicable thing I have ever seen in the ring. The bully, the man who could stare you down, the man who could do anything, it seemed. But he couldn't. He had to fight Ray Leonard's fight. And Ray Leonard has proved himself an utterly great athlete. Announcement. Where is Ray? I'm sorry about the bedlam here. There could be no other way. The crowd still puzzled by the way. Suddenly, Roberto Duran said it was over. Toward the end of the fight. Here comes Duran's interpreter, Luis Enriquez, as we look at the replay. And suddenly Duran had said enough. Luis, what happened?
When he stopped fighting, about the round before, he complained of cramps. Many of the punches that he was throwing, he did not like the way his body felt. So he complained to his corner. So they advised him to take it easy. That's why he was taking it easy, and the cramp kept getting worse.
So it was the cramps that started in round 7 that caused Roberto to throw in the sponge. As we look at the action right there, and Roberto, you could see, was not the Roberto Duran that we have come to know through all of the years. Now, Luis, thank you for coming by. I know you want to go over and console Roberto. I hope. Here comes Sugar Ray Leonard. All right, we're in the dressing room with Roberto Duran and his interpreter and agent, Luis Enriquez. Now, Luis, exactly what happened in Roberto's words?
Solo exactamente qué es lo que le pasó.
Dile que me entró un calambre en el estómago y me puse bien débil de brazo y de pierna y por eso fue que dejé pelear.
He got cramps in his stomach and his body, and the upper body, and then his arms, and he got weaker, so that's why he stopped fighting. He quit the bout.
Does this mean the end of boxing for Roberto?
Posiblemente el final de tu carrera.
Sí, ya no peleo más ya.
Yes, I'm not fighting anymore.
This is final, permanent retirement.
Definitivo.
Ya, definitivo. No
Definitely, I'm not fighting anymore.
Final opinion on Ray Leonard. What does he think?
Última opinión de Sugar Ray.
No, que peleó nada. Yo lo vi muy lento a él, pero no podía poner presión porque él tiene que dejar ese peso también.
I saw him.
Él no es nadie. Me ganó puntos porque me calambré y todo.
I saw him very weak in the fight, but my body did not allow me to pressure him. But I didn't think he was that great.
Tiene que dejar ese peso también.
He also has to leave that weight because I could see that he was weak also.
Well, thank you very, very much. Good luck.
Muchas gracias,
Thank you.
Roberto.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, por favor.
The way it was, November 25th, in Roberto's dressing room, from Duran's point of view, at that point in time. Immediately thereafter, in that same dressing room, I went to Ray Arcel. Nobody questions Arcel's credentials, his distinction, his character, his integrity. This conversation. This, of course, is Ray Arcel, one of the two cornermen for Roberto Duran through his whole long and very great career, together with Freddie Brown, the other cornerman. Ray, at any point between rounds, did Duran complain to you about cramps or pains?
Never, Howard. It's just said that his arm felt stiff, that's all.
Were you surprised when he said he's through with boxing, he's retiring?
Well, I wasn't surprised because I felt that sooner or later he would retire, maybe after this fight or after the Hearns fight, and that's what he was even talking about. And I've never seen this young man behave in this manner. I've been with him 9 years. He's been through tough fights, and I was absolutely astounded. I wish I could give you an honest answer, Howard, of what really happened.
Well, I appreciate your honesty in expressing your puzzlement over the behavior. Frankly, do you think his pride was so destroyed by the manner in which Leonard fought him that he just decided it wasn't worth it anymore?
There's a possibility that you may be right, Howard. I don't know whether it was frustration or whatever you might have said. I'd have to find out. I have to talk to him. I have to talk to his doctor to find out after he examines him if there is something wrong with him.
But I heard you in the corner. You were telling him exactly the right things, that he had to fight his fight, that he had to get Leonard against the ropes, and yet it was Leonard who was able to fight his fight tonight.
Leonard controlled the fight.
No question about it.
Yes.
I'm sorry to end it this way, Ray.
All right, Howard. You've always been very kind to us, and we have to tell you the truth, and if I knew more about it, I'd be glad to relate it to you.
Good luck to you, old friend.
Thank you.
So that was Ray Arcel. I want to be absolutely fair to Mr. Arcel. I've known him 30 years of my life. He is one terrific human being. He is over 80 years of age. He couldn't fly out here. He didn't even want to go to our studios in New York. He's been so beleaguered and so distressed since the fight and the way it ended. He did say to me that he later was told by another handler in the corner who spoke Spanish that Duran did complain of stomach cramps. And you observed very quickly in one of our pictures that there was, in fact, an ice bucket placed against Duran's stomach at the very end of the 7th round. But in all our review of all of our tapes, that was the only time we saw the ice bucket. That much made clear to you. I would like now to turn my attention to the champion again, Sugar Ray Leonard. First, Ray, do you feel cheated by the furor over the way the fight ended and the apparent fact that you're not getting a lot of ink, a lot of attention, a lot of being called a great champion?
It doesn't bother me, Howard, because what was shown is quite evident. I beat Roberto Duran, and I beat him my way. The press, they said, by Duran quitting, does it tarnish my victory? How can it?
I'm asking you.
No, I don't feel it has. If I had complained about arthritis, or I said the reason I couldn't move in Montreal was because I had hemorrhoids, who would have believed it? No one.
But you didn't have arthritis.
Yes, but who's to say he had cramps?
All right, leave that for the moment. Did you feel Duran weakening very early in the fight?
In the 3rd, 4th round, I noticed that Duran was watching my feet, my movement, the way I was going around the ring. And inside, he wasn't as strong as he was in the first fight. And that was because I was stronger. If you really look close at both fights, you would notice that the first encounter, Montreal, I was very thin. Duran looked huge. This time around, Duran was thin. I was huge.
Interesting. Yet he came back and gave you a good going in the 5th round. You remember Dundee said to you, you lost that round. Wake up, true?
Yeah, Angelo said we lost that round unnecessarily. And I felt that the reason was I was against the ropes, like it happened in Montreal.
All right. Ray, I'd like to turn.
It appears to be slow motion as far as Chavez is concerned.